Hi, this is your Professor Sudha Kolathu Parambil, section 12.1 Testing Goodness of Fit. In this section, I am going to explain you how to find the critical values of the chi-square distribution and how to perform goodness of fit test. Hypothesis test for qualitative data, also called the categorical data. The tests are based on the chi-square distribution, which you learned in section 8.4. The test statistic used for these tests are called the chi-square statistic, and we usually denote by like this. Chi-square distribution is not symmetric, it is skewed to the right, and values of chi-square statistics are always greater than or equal 0. They are never negative. Find a critical value. Find alpha equal 0.05 critical value for the chi-square distribution with 12 degrees of freedom. In the chi-square distribution table, look at the row corresponding to the number of degrees of freedom and the column corresponding to alpha 0.05 and find the intersection. That will be the critical value. Area to the right side of the critical value is 0.05. Or we can say 21.026 is the alpha equal 0.05 critical value. Objective 2. Perform goodness of fit test. Imagine that you want to determine whether a coin is fair. You could toss the coin number of times and compute the sample proportion p hat of heads. You could then use the test for a population proportion to test the hypothesis H naught p equal 0.5 versus the alternate hypothesis p naught equal 0.5. The test for a population proportion is designed for an experiment with two possible outcomes, such as the toss of a coin. Sometimes we work with the experiment that have more than two possible outcomes. For example, imagine that a gambler wants to test a die to determine whether it is fair. The roll of a die has six possible outcomes: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the die is fair if each of these outcomes is equally likely. The gambler rolls the die 60 times and counts the number of times each number comes up. These counts are called the observed frequencies. This table represents the observed frequencies for 60 rolls of a die. In that 60 rolls, one comes up 12 times, two comes up 7 times, like that. If the die is fair, probability of getting 1 will be 1 out of 6. Probability of getting 2 is 1 out of 6. So if P1 represents the probability of rolling a 1 and P2 represents the probability of rolling 2, P3 represents the probability of rolling 3, like that, then probability of getting each number will be 1/6. So that will be the null hypothesis. So we can write H naught equal Pi. Here I varies from 1 to 6. All that is equal 1/6. An alternate hypothesis will be Pi not equal 1/6. The null hypothesis always specifies a probability for each category. The alternate hypothesis says that some or all of these probabilities differ from the true probabilities of the categories. Expected frequencies. The expected frequencies are the mean counts that would occur if the null hypothesis were true. If you multiply the total number of trials and with the probability of rolling each number, you will get the corresponding expected frequency. Multiply the total number of trials with the probability of a particular outcome, you will get the expected frequency. Compute the expected frequencies for the gambler rolling a die. The probability of getting each number is 1/6 and the total number of trials in that example is 60. The gambler rolled the die 60 times. In order to find the expected frequency, multiply the probability by the number of trials. So you will get the expected frequency of each one equal 10. Observed frequency of each one is different, you can see that. But the expected frequencies are same. If the null hypothesis is true, the observed and the expected frequencies would be fairly close. Larger the difference between these observed and the expected frequencies, stronger the evidence against the null hypothesis. We compute a test statistic that measures how large these frequencies are. So the test statistic is called the chi-square statistics and denoted by chi-square like that. So let's say let k be the number of categories and O1, O2, O3 like OK be the observed frequencies and E1, E2, E3 like that up to EK is the expected frequencies. Then the chi-square statistic is, we can write chi-square equal sigma and take the difference between observed and expected frequencies and divided by E. That means find the difference between these two observed and expected frequencies and square that and divide by the expected frequency for each one, then add everything together. And the degrees of freedom for the chi-square statistic is always 1 less than the number of the categories. So the degrees of freedom will be k minus 1. And this is under the assumption that the expected frequencies are greater than or equal 5. Meanwhile, there is no assumption on the observed frequencies. That means the assumption that the expected frequencies are at least 5 does not apply to the observed frequencies. Now let's look at the procedure for performing a goodness of fit test. So first state the null and alternate hypothesis. Compute the expected frequencies and check to sure that all of them are 5 or more. If they are, then you can proceed. Choose a significant level alpha and compute the test statistic. Find the critical value from table A4 using k minus 1 degrees of freedom and k is the number of categories. If chi-square is greater than or equal to the critical value, we will reject the null hypothesis. Otherwise, we do not reject the null hypothesis. Then state a conclusion. Now let's look at this example on performing the goodness of fit test. So using the observed frequency for the die example, can you conclude that at alpha equal 0.05 level, the die is not fair? The null hypothesis says die is fair and the alternate hypothesis says die is not fair. First state the null and alternate hypothesis. Null hypothesis, probability of each one is 1 over 6 and the alternate hypothesis is some or all of the pi differ from 1/6. Step 2, compute the expected frequencies. We compute the expected frequencies in the previous example. We found E1, E2, E3, all these we found by 60 times 1/6, that is equal 10, which is actually greater than 5, so we can proceed. In step 3, choose the significant level alpha. Alpha is 0.05. Step 4, compute the test statistic. So the test statistic chi-square equals sigma O minus E square divided by E. So the category is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the observed frequency is 12, 7, 14, 15, 4 and 8. And the expected frequency is 10 in each case or each category. Then take the difference between that. So that is 12 minus 10, that is 2, negative 3, 4, 5, negative 6 and negative 2. Then square those values. So 4, 9, 16, 25, 36 and 4 and divide each one by E. So this one divided by E. So this one divided by this. 0.4, 0.9, 16, 1.6, 2.5, 3.6, 0.4. Then add all these, you will get that equal 9.4. That means chi-square is 9.4, or that is the test statistic. Step 5, find the critical value. There are 6 categories, so k equals 6. Number of degrees of freedom is k minus 1, so that will be equal 5. In table A4, look at the row corresponding to the number of degrees of freedom 5 and the column corresponding to the significant level alpha, and find the intersection. That will be the critical value. If chi-square is greater than or equal to the critical value, we reject the null hypothesis. Otherwise, we do not reject the null hypothesis. Critical value is greater than the chi-square, so we do not reject the null hypothesis. We can state a conclusion that there is not enough evidence to conclude that the die is unfair. If you are using TI-84 calculator to test the goodness of fit, first press Stat, then Edit. Then enter the observed value in L1 and expected value in L2. Then press Stat again, then highlight Test, then select option D. Then you will get this menu. So observed value, enter L1, expected value, enter L2, degrees of freedom 5, highlight calculate and press enter. Then you can find the p-value. If p is less than or equal alpha, we reject the null hypothesis. If p is greater than alpha, we do not reject the null hypothesis. First press Stat, then Edit, then enter observed value and expected value in L1 and L2. Then press Stat, then highlight Test, then use the arrow key to choose option D, that is chi-square goodness of fit test. Then observe value, enter L1, expected value L2, degrees of freedom 5, and highlight calculate and press enter. Then you can find the p-value from there, and if p is greater than or equal alpha, we do not reject the null hypothesis. So in this section, you learn how to find the critical values of the chi-square distribution and how to perform the goodness of fit test.